Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Check 1 2 1 2.
Yeah.
I like how we just switched roles like that. I like that. I was snacking, so I apologize. I am your captain, Coach Nita. To the right of me, I got.
Very
They
loud.
gotta call me that.
Caleb Rashad is in the building.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And who else we got?
Hold on.
Our team is doing a lot in the background. I'm just
Y'all
trying-
are like being
I was like, what happened?
Y'all like the loud kids in the back of the class. Like detention. Detention for the lot of you.
We need to start having a camera.
Right.
We need to
We
start
need to
having
start
a camera.
having that camera
A
that
little side
way.
camera. Our team.
Because that was
I
a
got
lot.
a very He-Man vibe, like I'm supposed to be coming out.
All our viewers are like, what are they?
Right.
What's going on?
Y'all can hear all this. To the left of me, I got.
Nisha Michelet, y'all.
Today, we've been cutting up behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, we've been
singing Luther.
Big Luther and Little Luther and Latin Luther.
And
for those
Latin
of you who
Luther for
don't
the,
know,
hey, shout out to TikTok.
shout out to TikTok for introducing us to
To
Latin,
Latin
Luther.
Luther.
Oh, the kids are
Right.
like, who is Luther?
Martin,
Gen Z.
Martin Luther.
Oh my goodness. Van Draws.
Right. This evening, before you guys are liking and subscribing and sharing,
Do all that.
we had a very interesting behind the scenes playlist thing going on.
Yeah.
And many of us have
Facts.
experienced either our parents or our grandparents or people in our household or even ourselves spring cleaning. And it sounds exciting as the time is getting ready to change. You got the sun coming up. You got things changing. It sounds great until your grandmama got you up at 6 a.m.
Right.
And when you hear a specific song, sometimes it takes you back to that very place. It
Yeah.
takes you back to your childhood. It takes you back to relationships. It takes you back to certain places. Caleb, I'm going to ask you, when you hear a certain tone, when you hear a certain genre, and when you hear a certain song, what is it that takes you back to spring cleaning or change or things get ready to evolve?
Yeah, what was the cleanup music in your house?
Tell me.
How,
Yeah.
what let
How
you
do we know that, like, what song was playing
when it was
when
cleanup
it was,
time?
you know, it's time to clean up?
Tell me what's yours.
early in the morning.
Saturday, Sunday morning, whenever.
Right. So my dad would play smooth jazz, Kenny G.
Oh, that's cute. I like that.
So whenever I hear that, it's like, oh, he up cleaning something. He doing
Yeah.
something. And he's expecting me to get up and do something too.
I'm just cracking up that Uncle Curtis like lives for Kenny G. Like,
Yeah.
Shout out to
kinda,
Uncle Curtis.
yeah, I kind of like smooth jazz by default now. Like I do enjoy it, but I think it's because of him. It's because of my dad. But yeah, that was my
I like that.
cue.
Okay.
When I hear that playing, it's time
You
to clean
sound
up.
excited, but you also know you got a chip on your shoulder.
No, because like he would play it out like, and it's just like smooth jazz.
Yeah.
And like
yeah.
I'm humming to it because I know like there's no words.
Well, hum it out, bitch. Let us hear
There's
it.
no words, but I'm like humming to it. I'm like, oh, I'm catching myself like listening, like liking
Right.
it. Like, yeah.
Yeah. That's how with 90 I got put onto Kenny G through 94.7 The Wave. That's the California like jazz station.
Shout out to them. Shout out to the wave right now.
But yeah, that was like in the background of my upbringing.
Yeah.
I feel like so I heard a lot of like Kenny G and like I feel like I learned a lot of Sade from that station.
That was your household too?
Yeah, well, for cleaning, I guess it would just depend on her mood. But yeah, like a lot of Sade.
That's it.
She would go 90s R&B a lot. So like Lauryn Hill, Fugees, you know, TLC. Oh, she loved Mary J. Blige. My Life was my mom's.
By
I
far,
wish that
side
was
note,
me.
y'all know that is one of the hottest albums.
Yes,
Shout
yes,
out
that was
to
heavy in the
Auntie Mary.
rotation. Drew Hill, Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. That was my mom right there.
I just want to know, in my household, maybe because my grandmother raised me, and that was in our household. Amanda, maybe you can attest to this. It was considered worldly music.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I wish I was
Yeah.
put on to those.
Right.
That,
I'm
Yeah.
like, we had to sneak that on the boom box.
Yeah, no,
When
my
I
mom was
hear-
a music head, and then
Really?
we grew up in California, so some, like I said, it depended on the mood. So we could hear like West Coast rap, gangster rap at any
What?
given. Yeah, Tupac, NWA, all that. Kind of
child, we was listening to Kurt
Snoop Dogg.
Franklin
When I
and
hear-
Mary.
It
and-
just
I'm a little
depended on
older
the
than
day.
these two. When we would hear on a Saturday morning, y'all, Shirley Caesar.
Oh wow,
We would hear, old school gospel. And it still was in me to this day, right? I was playing some for them before we started to film. When I hear that, I knew an abundance of things was getting ready to happen. I knew that we would call it in our household general cleaning. It wasn't spring cleaning, it was general cleaning.
Yeah.
And we knew that that was from top to bottom and everything in between. And that meant that it was 1, 2, 3, 4 girls in our home, me and my cousins and my auntie. So I knew that meant that each one of us had to take turns to get our hair washed, go outside, let it air dry in plaits, and then get it pressed. So that was traumatizing to me. Y'all know I got short hair and locks. To this day, I am terrified of pressing combs because it just takes me back. So for me, I hear the music, I get spiritually enlightened, I get excited, but I also go, this is
With a
about to
tiny
be
little
the
dash of trauma.
longest Saturday ever. And it would start at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Jesus.
yeah. Thankfully, yeah, we weren't up that
Jeez.
early.
We used to
Nah,
be in the
we wasn't
bed.
up
We
that
didn't have
early.
no choice.
Maybe about like 9 or so.
9. That's lunch.
Yeah, like 8. My mom was a single
9.
mom, so she was working all week. But what I will say is, as a millennial, it is interesting to see now. I don't know if you guys have seen that clip on social media with all of those kids knowing that Keisha Cole song, "Love."
I saw that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
and they singing along to it. So it
Yeah.
is interesting to see, because a lot of the people in the comments were like, okay, well, obviously these are the children of millennial parents, because
Yeah.
that's obviously the cleanup
Yeah.
music now. So that is
Right.
like a very interesting shift
Yeah.
to see happen.
It was it when I think about spring cleaning, it's so funny because the things that possibly we disliked in our childhoods, and those of you guys who are listening to this, those are some of the same characteristics and some of the same traits that we adapt as adults. So I'm going to ask you this. There are certain jams now don't laugh at me.
I'm not laughing.
She
I'm
was like,
listening.
jams. There are certain tunes,
my
right?
jam.
That
my
my
jam,
production crew
man.
today is on a roll. Call them butter. There are certain things when you know you get ready to clean, or you know you get ready to go out, or
Right,
you know
right.
you get ready to do something. Do I want to know
What's the pregame?
What's the pregame for
What
you?
I'm pregaming to?
Oh.
This depends.
It
Cleaning?
depends on the event.
Yeah.
Where I'm going.
Because I'm
Do
like,
y'all
that's what
agree?
I'm saying. Are we talking about cleaning, or are we talking about like
In general,
pre-gaming?
pregame, cleaning. Because
Cleaning,
sometimes you can pregame. I like to clean before I pregame.
Let's do
'Cause
like,
I
okay, well,
don't-
let's do like cleaning music, and then like going out music. Like, what do you get ready
Okay.
to?
Sometimes my playlist sounds the same.
Yeah, it really
Cleaning, my cleaning music. I would say a lot of like neo soul, R&B. So
to
That's so
clean
cute.
to.
Erica Badu.
I love that.
Yeah. And to go out pre-gaming, we listening
Throw
to
that ass in a circle.
Yeah.
Throw that ass in a circle.
I'm listening to all the new rap girlies. Like
Yeah,
that's what I'm listening to.
Oh, okay. Look at me starting to scratch. Ooh. Okay, what about you, kid?
Cleaning. Let's see. Cleaning. Yeah, I get it. I feel like I do get in an old school mood when I'm cleaning. So probably like some Shaka Khan, like Sweet Thing, Shaka and Rufus, Al Green, or Marvin
that.
Gaye. So like some love and happiness. Got to give it up. I feel like I get in a probably like an old Motown-y if
Yeah.
I'm cleaning.
I
yes.
feel you. Uh-huh.
Yes. If I'm going out, it depends, because it does give very much. I need that ego boost. I need
Yeah.
that
That's
sassy.
it.
I need that vibe check.
I need the
so
energy
yeah,
to be
like
up.
that.
yeah. So maybe some, some Cardi, some Megan,
Okay.
some Glow.
Glorilla.
I'm F.
Oh my God, who's Glow?
Yeah, a
Glorilla.
lot of.
I'm thinking the skate movie from back in the day
No.
when they was roller derbies.
Oh,
but
do I
that's
need to
just
use
me
their
being old.
real? I can't do nicknames. I gotta some Kendrick Lamar, some some Tupac Shakur. No, just
Okay.
or depending on the day and the time and the space. Like
what
it
it
may
is.
be some meditation. Honestly, I do listen to meditation music to get because I just need to mentally like just
Prepare,
yes, grounding, and then it's
Yeah.
just like, all right, I'm ready. I can handle these people.
I think for me, most of my cleaning days are Sundays. Even though I try to clean and keep everything organized every day, Sundays is my day. So I don't know if it's the way I was raised, but I almost feel odd if I start be like, look, bitches get money, you know? But that's
On
really how
Sunday?
I feel
On a Sunday?
But I'll find myself going old-fashioned Kirk Franklin in the family.
Yeah.
Melodies from heaven. I'll start
For
going
sure.
there, right?
I've been
if
in a
it's-
Kirk Franklin mood lately too. Some old,
yeah.
Yeah.
But I also think too when we think about if I'm getting ready to go out, it depends on where I'm going, who I'm going with, and what I'm wearing. So if I'm just going out to whatever, just put a sweatsuit on, it's just like whatever. But if I feel like I'm about to be just like popping, y'all don't want to know what I'll be listening to.
What you be listening
12 play. Give you
to? She be trying to do something else.
That's not true. Sometimes I go to Bible band.
So you just gonna lie on the podcast like that? That's what we're
lie.
doing.
Come on,
Podcast.
guys. I was in Sunshine Band.
Okay, but yeah, we're talking about spring cleaning.
What does that even?
What does that
Like, what does that
mean?
even mean to people?
I'm so
Not
happy
even
that-
like physical, like cleaning the house, but like
I
And
mean, I
it's-
feel like it is that. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
that.
derived
Yeah.
from that, but I feel like the meaning of it is applicable metaphorically to life as well in so many different aspects.
The
Right.
reason I'm loving that you guys hit that because I knew we were going to get to that point because the music really depends on your mood and where you are. And it's so ironic that you guys are saying that because I want our audience and our subscribers to know that cleaning doesn't really only apply to your home, to your room, to your car. It applies to the people in your circle. It applies to relationships. It applies to jobs. Sometimes you have to have a genre of music or genre of moods to shift things. And in this spring cleaning episode, I want us to have moments where we're making it applicable to cleaning up, but it might be time for some shift changes. It might be time for some friendship changes, some relationship changes.
it might be time to cut somebody off. It might be time
Snip,
to
snip.
cut
It also might
extra
be time.
baggage off.
It also might be time to cut yourself out of this low place and boost to the next level. But sometimes I love Kayla. Sometimes you have to have a shift in the sound. Something in the atmosphere and something in the sound has to shift to go, Nisha, it's time to go to another level. And when you start going from like, I might like to do jazz, and then you go from jazz to glow, something in you is shifting, right? It's not a bad thing.
Right.
Just like shifting your circle is not a bad thing.
Right.
When you clean up, you have to clean up everything. My grandma used to be like, don't be in there petting them counters. You know what that meant?
Not petting them counters.
Petting
them counters.
soothing. That's what she said. Don't go in there. If you going to clean, many you going
Wipe
to
it
clean.
down.
Not
Wipe
petting
it
them
down.
counters.
Yeah.
My mom used to be like, "Don't be half-assing in there."
Yeah.
I wish my grandma would say that, but she would say it on the low. Petting and soothing.
Man, she was
Petting and
storming
soothing
them
means just
bathrooms.
wiping around stuff.
Y'all
Yeah.
just gonna half-ass clean this bathroom?
But does that apply to relationships and life with us too? Sometimes we
course.
just like to clean the surface.
Don't half-ass.
Don't half-ass change.
Yeah.
Don't half-ass what's getting ready to take place. So I know this relationship doesn't serve me purpose. I know this friend doesn't mean me well. I know this job is not having me produce at my highest level.
And it's kind of like what you were saying on the previous episode, preparing yourself.
yeah.
Preparing yourself, and then like preparing yourself to like be ready at all times. And that's what I feel like spring
Making
cleaning
way.
is
Make
like
way.
making way,
Making way
moving
for
some
new
things out
things.
of the way so you'll be ready for your moment. Like
One of
Let's finally
our
hear it.
teammates is with child. Drum roll for her.
Prego.
Prego.
Preggers.
What about it?
I love it because things are starting to shift.
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
been
yeah, yeah.
making fun like, oh, Jess, she's pregnant. But every time you see her now, you go,
I know.
where did the belly
her
come
belly's
from?
getting bigger.
And we love it, right? Don't try to suck it in.
Don't hide the baby.
Right. I love it
Little baby bump
because
showing.
she's still down. She's still doing everything. But I could feel her vibe. Certain things are shifting. It's not a bad thing. She's preparing herself for motherhood.
Yeah.
And I think the things that we used to do are great. They work. They're conducive. And when you're getting ready, I'm about to go to church real quick, but when you get ready to give birth to something, you have to be in position enough to push that thing through. And I think that's what change is all about. You cannot, what's the definition of insanity?
Trying to get the same result from doing the same thing over and over.
Or a different result from
And
doing the
different
same
results.
thing.
Yeah.
I also believe too, when we think about spring cleaning, sometimes we're afraid to clean the whole house. So we just go, I'm just going to do the bathroom.
That's what I was
today.
trying to get at. When you're
Or you
preparing
just don't
yourself,
feel like it.
when
Feel
you
like
when you
doing
preparing
shit.
yourself, you can't have as like
Yeah.
prepare yourself. Like you
Petting and
either
soothing. Petting and soothing.
You got to be all the way ready, like all the way set,
Yeah.
like
Right.
not half-ass, like not almost,
Yeah.
like
I don't even think for me I don't even think it'll be a fear thing because spring cleaning it's very in depth. It's like deep cleaning.
yeah, deep
so it's
cleaning.
just like
Some black cultures call it general cleaning. I'm listening.
well to me what I learned it to be was just like deep clean. You have like
Yes.
you have to me general cleaning is kind of
It's
like
deep
more so
clean.
your everyday
That's
to
it.
me.
Mhm.
But deep cleaning is like getting the areas that are like
Baby, that's when
commonly
you
missed,
pull out
the
that
cracks and
Comet,
crevices.
that bleach, that Fabuloso.
Child,
Come on
my
now.
mom had
That
me
pine
scrubbing-
sol.
Fabuloso as kids? Oh, you are. Right. I like
we was
that.
scrubbing baseboards. We was not
That
playing
part.
around.
Wiping
yeah.
down
part.
windows.
Wiping windows, yes.
I also was being
Get behind that
sarcastic.
toilet.
Get in
Some
the
of y'all
cobweb.
ain't cleaning behind
That's
y'all
what-
toilet.
And see, that's a
Clean
lot.
behind that toilet.
That's a lot of work. It takes a lot of work and a lot of effort. So I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of people just don't be feeling up to it.
Yeah.
But also when you think about the deep and the cleansing, it takes a structure. Because a lot of us, when we start to clean, I don't know about y'all, but we start to have ADHD. So you be like, let me fold my socks.
yeah.
And then you go from folding socks to washing dishes.
And then the more you do it, you just kind of like keep up with it. So like you
Yeah.
don't have to
But
have
you ever
all
have
this
like
mess
that
at the
cleaning
end of the year, and now you
ADHD.
got to come and clean it all
Or
up because
sometimes
you
you
wasn't
have
doing what
the-
you were supposed to be doing
The
throughout
cleaning ADHD
Exactly.
where you go from bathroom to room to what was I doing? Let me clean the refrigerator.
Just
Okay, let me do
being
this.
easily
Oh yeah,
distracted.
hopping around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That can also happen in life when you
Yes.
go, I'm going to make this specific change with these people, with this portion of my life. And then you get sidetracked or people try to sidetrack you and you know you're supposed to cut this part off.
Yeah.
You know you're supposed to move
Yeah.
forward. You know you're supposed to start that music. You know you were supposed to start that. You know that you were supposed to make these changes. I just keep getting on this kid because he's dope. And then sometimes you get distracted like, well, I got to go to work.
yeah.
Or I got to do this, I got to do that. But sometimes when you clean, sometimes you have to have a list, even if it's just in your head. You
A
have to
to-do
go
list.
from this time to this time. I'm not leaving my room until I finish doing ABC. And I think sometimes the worst places that get us caught up is our closets. We go, okay, I'm gonna put the coats with the coats. I'm gonna put this with the that. And I think sometimes too,
It's that pile of clothes in the corner
that
over in the
drives me
chair.
insane. That also is applicable to our lives where we go, I'm going to put these friends here. Oh, this friend don't match with this group. And everybody that's in a specific group with you are not meant to be in the full throttle with you. You'll have your musical friends who don't blend with your going out trap friends. You see what I'm saying? But
Right.
sometimes we try to make everybody connect and we want to be the glue. But when you realize that it
Mix
doesn't
and
really
match.
serve us any purpose. Again, as you guys are liking, sharing, and subscribing, I think a lot of us can relate to this. In one of our previous episodes, we talked about imposter syndrome. And I think this is where character and integrity come out and go, this situation or this situationship no longer serves me purpose.
Yeah.
What do I do with this?
Let me double down on this area.
Let me double down. Let me stick to my closet and clean this closet and finish this part of the cleaning process. But I also think with the cleansing, I don't know about you guys. I don't think any of us are fully dressed when we start cleaning. I don't think we have our hair done. We start looking like Raggedy Ann. And I think that's the ugly part of growth and cleaning that we go through, but we try to make it look so pretty. I
want to speak to Caleb's point earlier. I think you were just mentioning how if you keep up with it throughout the year, it'll be a little bit easier once it comes around to the spring clean. And I think a lot of times when maybe you let it go, you let it go a little too long, so it can be overwhelming, knowing where to start. I know for me, when something gets out of hand, when it's time to correct it, knowing where to start can be.
I gotta do this, I gotta do that,
So that's where that checklist comes in. It's just you have to start somewhere. So to start at that. And then just continue down. You have to take it one step at a time. But yeah, it can be overwhelming. Just depending on the depth. Of what needs to be clean. Just how deep do you need to clean? In this area.
How deep? That's crazy.
That is true.
That is crazy.
Because you can, excuse me, you can have the days where you're just, let me straighten up.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Or maybe you've been maintaining. Maybe you've maintained this is maintenance. I've been maintaining the area, so I don't
because I also have those.
As much.
I have those moments where I'm not OCD and I'm not a neat freak, but I have my limits. So when my room starts to get to a certain it's clothes everywhere, it's okay, I can't even think straight because my room looks a mess. And I think there's a study. When you make up your bed every morning and keep your room clean, your room represents your life.
Cleanliness does improve your mood, and having too much untidiness around you can be reflective of depression.
I also want us, before we close out and give our takeaways, one of the things I want us to do is I want us to make spring cleaning both a tangible thing. Yes. So if you got that pile of clothes that's been sitting on that chair since last week, get your behind up and fold them clothes or wash them. But I also want to make sure that it's relatable when we think about where we're supposed to be and where we're getting ready to go. There are moments when you think about, am I really ready for change? Am I ready to take on this new role? Am I ready to be a leader in what I'm supposed to do? Am I really ready for a relationship? Am I not ready for a relationship? And having those vocal integrity moments with yourself about where you're supposed to be, and then making room for mess so that way you can clean it up. Because sometimes when we try to keep everything too tidy, it's what are we running from? Have those moments to where you could see them pile of clothes over there and you make an effort and go, Caleb, on Saturday, you're going to go over there and you're going to clean this up. The same thing if you guys need to go repair relationship. This is not always about I'm cutting people off, new year, new me. It could be about relational repair. So if it's time to clean house, that can also mean emotionally.
Or your work, your job. You had a job that you've been wanting to leave. It's been time to leave, but you just been hanging on because it's been keeping you stable or whatever. But sometimes I'm just gonna start with my takeaway. Just take that leap of faith and just start. Just start.
I like that.
Yeah.
What about you, Kid?
I would say use spring cleaning, the term and the moment, just as a way to take stock. Maybe you're someone who's been on it and, you don't require much cleanup when that moment comes of taking stock. It's okay, I'm solid. I've been on it. I got my routine. I got my shit together. I'm on it. But if you fall in the other category where it's maybe you let some things go and you're taking stock and it's a little overwhelming, you require a little bit more deep cleaning in both the physical and your your physical space and your life.
Yeah.
But just take that first step. Take stock of what's serving you, whatever is not serving you. It's just you gotta wipe it on up. Gotta cut it on out, sweep it on out the door. I like the phrase. Just keep your side of the street clean. I think that's how it. Yeah. Don't worry about what people got going on over there. You gotta make sure your side of the street is clean.
Okay, yeah.
My takeaway would be, if you can't clean, hire somebody.
No, for real.
Let me tell you why. If you can't heal, go get a therapist. Go hire somebody to help you clean, so that way you can make way. People who can afford to hire a maid.
TaskRabbit is phenomenal.
TaskRabbit.
Yes.
TaskRabbit. You
just go in there
and do that.
People up there hanging TVs, building furniture, anything.
We can also make that applicable. Like I said, if you can't do a therapist, do a life coach, do a spiritual leader. Go get that one friend that always keeps you level-headed.
Yeah.
And reach out to them. So my takeaway would be, what you can't do, hire somebody else to do, and go get some support. But do not just sit there in misery.
Lay in waste. Or waste time with filth and clutter, when you know that you can, make room for new things. Yes. Also, too,
it's time to clean
if
up.
you know you can't fit it no more, let it go.
Come on, from high school.
Teddy P.
Maybe it's time for a new wardrobe.
Right.
Maybe it's time for a new wardrobe.
Special shout out to the hoarders. I believe in y'all. Come on now. Let's come on now. Let's sort through all.
That is a diagnosis.
I'll
save that for another day.
Yeah. That's
right. I don't even have nothing to say about that.
That's another thing.
But
I'm
not a doctor. But
hey,
slide in. Let us know you need that support, and we'll send y'all some resources. Again, we are your Mind Control Squad, a.k.a. your MC. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. We will see y'all next time.
Bye.
Peace.